Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to some more Fan Fridays. I'm a little interested in this team because I thought that this was going to be a justified Gallade, and I don't see no Whimsicott. I don't see any Pokemon that can like use a Dark type move for that justified. So that's Charizard going to bring something new to the table. Because the idea is like Whimsicott, you know, you protect, Tailwind, and then you beat up the next turn. Then you go for as much damage as possible. Tracheon seems like the best option because at +4, +6 attack, you're able to destroy everything with the Rock Slide. Gallade doesn't have good split damage. You know, it can just single target everything out, and that still feels pretty vulnerable. So I'm kind of skeptical in seeing how this works out. But Charizard is going to lead straight with the beat up. Looks like my questions have been answered because that's what you expect out of the Whimsicott. You expect the beat up eventually at some point from some kind of Pokemon, but not the Charizard. So I guess that is a good way of like masking your strategy. That, you know, if you see a Justified or Whimsicott or anything like that, you kind of know what's coming. But with this, it makes it a little bit different. So Gallade's going to go and gain a lot of stats off of that Justified. Hits 4 times, now at ×3 attack. Latios goes for the Psychic onto Charizard. Charizard will tank that one up pretty well, and Gallade Night Slashes. That is one dead Chandelure. Unless there's Focus Sash, no Focus Sash. But Chandelure will burn the Gallade. Not good, not good, but that's still good amounts of damage. 1.5 times attack onto a Latios. Still reasonable chance to KO. I'm wondering if that means Gallade is going to go for the Protect into Tailwind from Charizard. Like, this thing needs speed as well. Gallade needs a lot. And Charizard's going to keep beating it up. So now we're going to get a +6 on the attack. Okay. +6 on attack for the Gallade means that it's only going to have double the attack after that burn. But that's still a lot of damage to kind of take down the Raikou with a close combat and then get the damage that needs to. But Gallade will eat the Thunderbolt. Good amount of special defense on the Gallade so it can survive. And then Surf from the Latios going to go for that double targeting. And yeah, Charizard survives. Gallade survives. Drain Punch. There we go. That's getting some health. Okay. Okay, that changes things. That does change things. Because Gallade with the Drain Punch on like a max attack means that it now has a sustain. It can KO one Pokemon and then tank the hit from the other and then still be at a reasonable amount of health. I think that's what can make this work. Okay. That's why I want to see a Tailwind or something. You know, you outspeed, you make sure you can secure like that. And Tyranitar has a Sandstream up. And Charizard, it'll go down to the Sandstream. Actually, it won't. That's going to be slightly not enough damage. But the beat up onto Latios for that super effective hit from Charizard. What a weird support Charizard, for sure. And then Latios has Ice Beam. So Ice Beam goes for the Gallade. Gallade doesn't take too much damage, just that natural special defense, but has Drain Punch. Outspeeds Tyranitar, gets the one-shot on Tyranitar, and it looks like the Gallade works in a crazy, surprising way. So that's what I mean. It was hard finding the support for it, but looks like you can still justify it as long as you got that Drain Punch. And even on those first turns, like first turn, you know you're taking damage from your own beat up. You know something might try to target the Gallade on the opponent's side of the field. And if that happens, just throw down the Drain Punch anyways. Boom, 3 times your attack. Like, this is nerf Gallade damage. Like, it shouldn't be doing this much damage. Or, actually, it should be doing more, is what I mean. The burn is cutting down its damage. So, even after the 4 beat-ups, we'll be doing more damage. Then it gets to heal a lot, and that still gets to look pretty good overall. In the case of a Ghost-type Pokemon, Night Slash for the KO. Looks like everything is really well thought out with this Gallade. Surf's going to come through. That's going to be enough to KO the Charizard. Gallade doesn't take too much damage, and then it's going to be a Night Slash for the KO. And that's really all that there is to it. GG right here. So let's go and check out more of these Gallade battles. Because, yeah, it works, but I want to see it work a little more and see if there's any, like, other options, other situations it can get itself out of. Looks like things are about to get interesting. If Gallade takes the immediate like beat up into KO on the Toxapex, and then Marowak doesn't do anything to the Gallade, things could get really interesting for sure. So let's go and watch how many different ways these battles can play out. I mean, Marowak though with the Shadow Bone on the Gallade could be pretty devastating. We'll still probably find some damage. I don't know what could happen. Maybe Marowak gets scared and protects. This is a crazy game with some crazy situations, but I really want to just see that. I just really want to see beat up, outspeed Toxapex, outspeed the Marowak, find the KOs just like that. Actually, because the Marowak threatened damage on the Shadow Bone, might just be better to just go Night Slash on a Marowak and KO after Justified. With 2 slow opponents like this, Gallade is free to do whatever it wants, and the super effectives just find themselves apparently. Something that can happen. So Gonna get a little bit more out of the Justified. Keeps adding up. And let's get that 4th hit for ×3 on the attack. Marowak stands no chance. No one really stands a chance on this one. And that's going to be Earthquake. Oh, are we going to see the double KO? If we see a double KO, that's more filthy than anything I could have imagined. Who needs Zen Headbutt? Who needs... I don't even know what Gallade's doing now. Like, that's just ridiculous. I was thinking it has to have, like, Zen Headbutt, Drain Punch, and then Shenanigans at the very least. But we also see the Night Slash, and then Earthquake. Still going to be enough to go for the KOs right there. Is this going to be over already? Now, the Charizard also really interests me. Is this like Scarf Charizard just to make sure nothing can outspeed it and the beat up happens? So that's going to be the Mega Salamence. Mega Salamence does have the Aerialate scariness against the Gallade. So that's why I'd like to see, you know, Gallade just have the Protect, get the Tailwind set up, and then go for the just utter destruction. But going to keep beating up on the Gallade. As Gallade now goes to +6 attack. Yeah, is that like Scarf beat up Charizard? So we only saw it use beat up last time. It looks like as long as Gallade hits +6, then Charizard's duty is fulfilled here. Nothing really to scare the Salamence too much or do much to the Komo-o, but let's see how Gallade deals with it. And Night Slash. Onto the Salamence. Wow. That's some bulk. But the Giga Impact onto Gallade will be enough to take down Gallade. Gallade did find a way through in the end, and that's still pretty crazy. So now Charizard go do its thing. Komo-o has the Dragon Tail, though. So Dragon Tail going to phase out that Charizard, and now we get another just chance to take down these two opponents. So the Muck coming against the Salamence, and that's going to be Charizard as well. I'm really trying to figure out, like, what could happen. Like, would you want to switch? Oh, Charizard has Dragon Pulse. I guess just in case for the Dragons. Okay, Charizard comes in, Dragon Pulse, and it will be enough to take down Salamence. So, is this still like a timid, modest? I don't know. Yeah, modest nature would be really good because you still have insane damage when Charizard comes back in, and then you're also able to use that Scarf for the beat up to lessen damage on the on your Pokemon, but then still do pretty good overall. And then Muck just starts setting up the Acid Armors. This team is just full of surprises and silliness, and the opponent forfeits right there. So I'm wondering if there's another layer to this. That's Power of Alchemy Muck. So Charizard is meant to switch out at some point. The turn that it's anticipated that Gallade dies, all the focus is going to be on Gallade because, yeah, you have a +6 Pokemon. Your opponent wants that thing off the field as soon as possible. Muck comes in, Gallade goes down, Muck now Power of Alchemies, and then that means you can get Charizard with Beat Up into the Acid Armor. Now Muck is pretty difficult to KO, and then it just goes for Shenanigans damage because of Justified. There's a lot of, like, gimmicky things happening, but it still just kind of works out. Oh yeah, and there's a Feraligatr, so that's something that might come into play for some kind of craziness overall. Dragon Dance Feraligatr gets speed boost, outspeeds what needs to, finds the dunk. Who knows what could even happen? Now let's get right into this battle and see what's left. So Hariyama Wailord could have Fake Out, could have a little bit of silliness, and we're going to see how that works out. Like, it's not scary damage. It looks like this is just one of those battles at the end. Like, oh yeah, I had some fun with the strat as well. And Hariyama does have Fake Out. Fake Out targeting Gallade. Normally not the best idea because of that Steadfast ability, but the beat up will land on Gallade. And now we're going to... all eyes are on Wailord. What is Wailord looking to do in this double battle? But beat up on Gallade will start gaining those attack stats, and you can just kind of Drain Punch whatever. You know, Wailord doesn't have the best defenses, huge hit point pool, so that's going to be able to gain a lot of hit points for the Gallade. And same with the Hariyama. Hariyama will be a nice little sponge for the damage soaking. Gallade flinches, that's fine, and Wailord has Scald. So Scald going for super effective damage on Charizard, hits hard. Wow. Maybe Specs, but no Water Spout. And Hariyama has the Burn Orbs. I mean, it looks like the opponent's going for something legit over there as Charizard maxes out the Gallade's stats, and we know it's faster than these two, so we're going to see how much it can bring back with the it might even it's just gonna one shot. You know, Gallade still has a good amount of attack. It's still getting stabbed on the Drain Punch. You just don't think of Drain Punch as too much of a KOing move, but when you're doing 4 times damage, everything is at your mercy, such as Hariyama. So that's done, and then Gallade's back at full health. So this is what I mean, like, you can get to full health, take the hit, get to full health, take the hit, wash, repeat, and done. But the Scald will be onto Charizard. So Charizard goes down in the end. And I mean, that could also work if Muck comes in, but then I don't really see any other follow-up for the Power of Alchemy. But now Muck is in. And it looks like Gallade's just going to win. Now Kartana is just going to die, because that's going to be just Drain Punch to the face. Might be Focus Sash, but that's why you just have Knockoff follow-up. And if not, Kartana's still dead. Okay. So yeah, this is the unstoppable force right now. Wailord goes for the Scald. Scald burn on a Gallade. We know that it's bad, but it's not like the end of the world. And Gallade gets burned. Alright, let's see what happens when Gallade is burned again. Muck had the knockoff. So, solid damage onto Wailord. Takes out the leftovers. No more sustain. I'm still feeling that the +2. Wailord goes down to that. And Garchomp is in. Knock off Garchomp. Why not? Just do whatever you can. And Garchomp with the Earthquake. So, actually going to go for the damage on the Muck. Hurt Wailord a bit. And Gallade survives the Earthquake. And Muck survives as well. Muck, what is that going to be? Is that Gluttony? Ooh, Gluttony Berry. Never mind, no Power of Alchemy for that Muck. And then Drain Punch on a Garchomp at the +2. Gets a solid hit to heal up for quite a bit. And then Garchomp's Rough Skin. Rough Skin's kind of annoying. Burn's going to be kind of annoying. Whoa, Garchomp, though, also has a Citrus Berry. So, kind of a tanky Garchomp. Still doing some good damage across, though. Scald on Wailord. The opponent is getting the proper focus down, though. He wants to make sure all this is gone. Knock off on Garchomp. Too little, too late. Rough Skin onto Muck. But we know Muck can survive. And that's going to be some kind of damage kind of following up for the next part of this. And Garchomp has the Earthquake. So that's going to clean out the Gallade. That might finish off Wailord. And then Muck gets some nice time to kind of do whatever it wants to Garchomp or Wailord. And then now it's just going to be up to the Ice Fang from the Crocodile. Feraligatr. Ooh, 2v1 situation. Never mind. The Scald. Man, that Specs Wailord is actually doing more than I gave it credit for. I was not expecting it to actually come in and put in the work. But it's finishing off Pokemon. It's got some solid damage overall. Wailord is protecting, so no, it is not Specs. That means Specs would be more damage. Where's the damage coming from on this Wailord? That's crazy. Garchomp has Outrage, though. Not going to be enough on the Feraligatr. Feraligatr has Dragon Dance. So getting what it needs to with that Dragon Dance on the speed. A little dangerous. Feraligatr also has Rest. Chesto, Resto, Dragon Dance, Feraligatorino? Is that a thing? I guess that kind of works. Kind of scout out what the Wailord is up to. Yeah. Alright, Chesto, Resto, Dragon Dance, Feraligatr, 2v1. Garchomp has the Outrage, though, so still tanking up a lot of damage from that scary Garchomp. The Confusion comes in, so that could play into your favor a bit. And Wailord's still going for the Scald. Burn could suck, but still not a super threatening amount of damage. So from what we know right here is that Garchomp dies to really any hit. So that's just going to be the Waterfall, even though there's going to be the damage from the Rough Skin coming back on the Feraligatr. Feraligatr will survive that. And then Wailord doesn't have enough damage on the Scald. No hidden shenanigans on the Wailord. Then Feraligatr gets damage. That's going to be GG right there. So this actually being one of the closer battles, interestingly enough, with the Wailord Hariyama lead, and then Wailord actually being the last Pokemon to go down, while still looking pretty threatening. Wailord has Protect, but it's not going to be enough. With that nerf to the 1/16th damage on the burn, our Feraligatr could also Rest. That too. You know, why take the chance we can play it safe? So Feraligatr has Rest, no more status, we'll get the full damage, and we know that Wailord doesn't have anything really to deal with it, and that is going to be the end of this battle in a couple turns when Feraligatr finally wakes up. Oh, wow, that Rest wouldn't have mattered, because, like, Feraligatr still... He could have double protected if Feraligatr didn't have the Rest. That's something interesting. Bounce Wailord. New meta. And is it more damage than the Scald? It actually is. What in the world is this game? So that's going to be a Wake Up into Aerial Ace. Ooh, Chesto Resto Aerial Ace Feraligatr. Aerial Ace Waterfall Feraligatr. That's a thing. And it worked. And there we go. That's going to be the end of this battle. So I'm kind of confused as to the rest of the team. But yeah, everything about that's unconventional. And it ended up working pretty well. So solid performance on Fang Fridays. Like I said, Gallade fans should be happy to see this. You can do all kinds of things. Scarf Gallade, very terrifying amounts of damage. Can go for justified combos. I've seen a few people try that. Mega will be here soon, and then that's kind of what we have. So, you guys, enjoy the battle from the Gallade, and I will see you in the next Fan Fridays.